people are looking for inspiration, and because he was really into the comic book mythos, I think that these people can give us inspiration, and that's why he encourages David to kind of go out and find his calling in life, even though at first he's very skeptical as to David, very skeptical as to what kind of his purpose is. And it's through all the conversations that he has with Elijah that he realizes. Elijah kind of helps to convince him that this is what your purpose is. Your purpose is to be this hero and to inspire people and to do good. And that's why he encourages them to go where people are and seek out those.
I like how he says you don't have to wait very long. Because he knows the world is horrible. What else? I like his little Elijah's little the thing he says to David about did you ever think of why you chose to be a security guard? It's
protecting people.
Protecting people. Why would you pick that out of everything? He's like, that's something that not everybody wants to be. It's like that's like he's unintentionally picking something to save people, keep people safe. That's pretty cool.
And that's one of my favorite scenes is when we're at the football stadium.
And the waiting in line.
Yeah, he's waiting in line and he brushes past the guy in the camo jacket and then he says, start patting people down because he has this vision or this feeling that this guy has a gun on him. And then, the guy gets out of line because obviously he doesn't want to be patted down. And one of my favorite sequences in the movie is when Elijah is trying to chase him down because he's curious. He wants to know
if he had the gun or not. Because David was really specific on what he mentally saw in his head when he brushed past him.
Says it has a black grip.
Silver gun with a black grip.
Tucked in his
He's like,
pants.
like in the movies or in TV. But I do like that scene when he's chasing him, trying to the curiosity.
Yeah, because he wants to know. Was he right? Because David says, well, I don't know. I had this feeling. So he chases him down, and there's that great sequence where he chases him, and he's at the top of the stairs, and the camera pulls back, and you can see
how far it is.
All the stairs down in front of him, and then he ends up falling, like a really awful,
it's horrible.
way. And then as he's go ahead.
I was just gonna say they throw in that his cane is glass.
His cane is
that's
glass.
cool.
And it shatters.
And what I thought was really cool is when he first gets in his car before he starts chasing the guys. It's got
bubble.
The padding.
It's like the cushion everywhere. Which is, that's pretty cool.
But he falls down the stairs and breaks a few bones and his leg pretty badly in the process. But as he's lying there at the bottom of the stairs,
in agonizing pain,
he sees the guy kind of staring at him, and then the guy hops the turnstile. And when his jacket kind of flies up with the breeze as he's hopping the turnstile, you can see the gun tucked in his belt.
And I think that's where you see Elijah kind of like, that.
This is all real.
Like it's actually happening.
Yeah, he knows that he's got that.
He's got the right guy.
He's got Plus, I like his Frederick Douglass hairdo. And he had some cool clothes too. His wardrobe was pretty awesome.
A lot of purple and blue.
And the darker. The darker clothes, the coat that he has on throughout, at least that sequence where he's in the football stadium.
He has the purple on the inside.
The score is pretty solid.
The James Newton Howard score is so good because it's not like another bombastic score like you would expect in a comic book movie. Like the movie itself, it's very kind of quiet and subdued, and I think the only time it kind of gets a little loud is when he's in the train station. But even the sequence when he goes into the house and he gets pushed into the water, and there's that really kind of cool, I would probably say the hero theme when he gets out of the water.
He's pulling himself out of the pool.
He pulls himself out and then he stands up and he just kind of stands there for a second. It's just that lower shot of his legs, but you can see the two kids in the background. And then when he goes into the room to take on the Orange Man again, that whole music cue for that sequence is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And James Newton Howard, I think he did most of the M. Night Shyamalan scores. I know that he did Signs, I know he did The Village.
Okay.
I don't know about anything beyond that. But they've had a good working relationship through those first 3 or 4 big movies that he did. And being a comic book movie, I don't know if you guys know, it's like a lot of the shots, the way that they're framed, or the way that the characters, especially Samuel L. Jackson, is kind of reflected in the glass.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah.
Very much like a comic book, like you would see a comic book panel.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of I was noticing that, and I wasn't sure if I was just wanting to see that or if it was intentional.
No, a lot of the character framing, a lot of the shots are like that. And I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of the shots are very long shots, long takes.
Long tracking shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a long take without any cuts, which I think is really cool.
But it's not too common, right?
No, God, what did I read? Somewhere where it said the average cut happens about every 2 to 3 seconds.
Wow.
In the movie. But it's when you see other movies that have just like a very long take where they just let the scene play out and they're not cutting every 2 seconds, which means that you have to have, very good, very capable actors to pull that off, and the blocking all has to be perfect. But some of those shots in Unbreakable are minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I think is really cool about the movie too, is it's just a lot of things kind of take their time to play out without cutting back and forth.
Yeah.
So, James has got to get out of here.
Yeah, man. Family stuff.
Duty calls.
Yeah. Before I leave, what are we doing next week? I think it's your pick, right? Just so I can know.
Yes. So I believe Diego.
Okay.
You guys have met, right?
Yeah.
He's been on a few times. He wants to do the original Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming in light of the new game.
That's a deep 90s cut.
Yeah.
Coming out? Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That'd be awesome.
To see how that's aged. Holy shit.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while. I haven't seen it in...
Not well, I should say.
Years.
Not well.
Years. Oh, man, that's going to be fun.
Uh-oh. I'll have a bunch of some sound effects.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be fun. Can't wait for that episode.
Johnny Cage. But thank you for coming down.
This was fun.
This the first half of this episode was rad.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, sorry I got to leave early, but...
That's all good.
Yeah.
Honestly, now we'll be wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Very, very soon. We're not going to be going much longer than that.
All right. Thank you again.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
All right, man. Bye.
Later. All right, and we're back. Minus J-Dub.
We missed James already.
And so we're gonna sit through this and continue our Unbreakable talk with Mr. Chris P.
While I sift through more of my notes.
Yeah.
I only have 5 pages of notes this time, not a dozen.
Well, then again, the film's not very. It's fairly average, right? An hour and 47.
Yeah.
Not too long.
Yeah, I actually thought it was longer than that until I looked at the runtime when I grabbed the Blu-ray this morning before I left the house.
So, sir, what else did you want to tackle?
Well, I'm doing the research on the movie. This came up. We've talked about, this being the follow-up to The Sixth Sense and how everyone had perceived and how everyone had received, The Sixth Sense. And when the marketing for this movie came out, not a whole lot was said about it, not a whole lot was known about it.
Which was good.
I think that's great.
Yeah, and when I was uploading the trailer earlier, that's what I thought. I was like, wow, this really actually...
It doesn't give anything.
Yeah. it's played very carefully not to give you too many clues or as to what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, and I think a big problem with a lot of the trailers today is they give away too much because they want you to say, "Oh, well, I have to see that part." But I think the less that they show is better because get me interested and surprise me when I'm there.
But see, that's not so much the people who are cutting the trailers. I think that's the studio forcing people to cut the kind of trailers that they want. Yeah, as far as I know, they do like the for bigger movies, they do the spoiler trailer. They actually call it that. One of the final trailers will have all this stuff,
but
killing things.
What's the point in me going to watch the movie now? Because now I know what happens. There's no surprise, and that's what I don't like. That's why I try to avoid watching most trailers. If I've seen the first one, that's it. That's all I'll watch. If I happen to, be at the theater and they show the trailer before the movie or something, then I kind of can't do anything. But that's, you've known me for a long time. That's a big reason why I don't like watching the previews for the next week's episode of whatever TV show there is, because I don't want to know what's going to happen. I want to be surprised. I like learning stuff as it's happening, as opposed to, oh, I'm just waiting for the scene where that guy dies because they showed it in the trailer or they showed it in the preview. I don't want to know that guy's going to die. I want that to be a surprise. But they, with the release of Unbreakable, they kind of marketed it as almost like a thriller, like it was a big mystery. What is happening? Why did this guy not get hurt in the train derailment? They marketed it as that, but actually M. Night wanted it to be marketed as a comic book film, which I don't know how they would have marketed it, seeing as how it is a very quiet, subdued comic book movie. You don't even really know it's a comic book movie unless, like I said earlier, the titles at the beginning kind of tip you off that, yeah, you might be getting into a comic book movie, but there's no big fight, there's no big villain, there's no action to really cut to. So I'm not exactly sure how they would have marketed it as a comic book film, but I honestly think that they did the right thing by marketing it the way that they did. Because I had no idea it was going to be a comic book movie.
I think the way that they set that up, it's way more of a gut punch when you get to the end of it. Like, I'm sure that's how you felt when you saw it for the first time. You said you went into the premiere, and I think that's why it's still relevant now, is that that all still matters now. The way that it, I don't know how they would have marketed it as a superhero movie outside of maybe, like some artwork with him in his poncho or something like that, But
yeah, it's kind of a hard movie to market as a superhero film. I mean, I think it's really cool that it's a superhero movie because it came out at a time before the market was saturated with it. This was post X-Men, but before Spider-Man had come out, and
right after Blade as well.
Blade was about 2 years after Blade.
Yeah, 98.
Blade was fall of '98, and this one was released at Thanksgiving time of 2000. But I watched it maybe 4 or 5 times in the theater. I watched it like at least once a week until one of the theaters got rid of it. Because it's amazing. I loved it. I loved it from the very first time I saw it.
What you said you had some facts?
Yes. Yes. I won't necessarily call them swan facts, but some stuff that I found really interesting. Now, one was something I had heard, but I wasn't really positive on it until I was going back and kind of looking over the research while I was doing the research for it when I was looking over my notes and getting my notes together. I had heard that because of the success of The Sixth Sense, that M. Night wrote the script on spec and got $5 million out of